This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Thursday, the 5th day of March in the year 2020. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here is what we're tracking tonight. The Guyana Elections Commission this evening released the declared results for Region 4. The results were declared by the returning officer, although the verification process was not completed. The Region 4 results show the APNU-AFC winning 136,458 votes in Region 4, compared to the PPP's 77,239 votes. That's a difference of 59,219 votes, which absorbs the PPP's overall lead, with all of the regions declaring. With all 10 administrative regions declaring their results, those results show the APNU-AFC now with 237,140 votes to the PPP's 229,450 votes, an overall lead of 7,690. PPP General Secretary Barra Jagdeo has said he will not accept the results because the verification process had not been completed. He also complained that based on the statements that his party has in its possession, they won the elections by more than 17,000 votes. The PPP's statements showed it losing Region 4, but gaining an additional 10,000 votes over its 2015 performance, while the APNU-AFC only picked up 489 votes over its 2015 performance in the same statements being published by the PPP. Jagdeo said the Elections Commission and the APNU-AFC have stolen the elections and he will fight it. Meanwhile, in a statement, the Commonwealth Observer Mission headed by former Prime Minister of Barbados Owen Arta said it is the clear view of the group that a tabulation of the final election results has not yet been completed and verified according to the established procedures and relevant legal and statutory provisions. The Commonwealth Observer Group said it strongly urges the Guyana Elections Commission and all parties involved to ensure the process properly. The Commonwealth Observer Group said it strongly urges the Guyana Elections Commission and all the parties involved to ensure the process properly follows the legal steps dictated by the laws of Guyana and is in line with the country's international commitments. And this evening, the diplomatic missions of the United States, the UK, Canada, and the European Union issued a joint statement. And in that statement, they said, based on their observation of today's GECOM proceedings at their Region 4 office and the fact that a full count was not completed, they questioned the credibility of the Region 4 results published by the Guyana Elections Commission today. The four missions said they urged the Guyana Elections Commission and all relevant actors to expeditiously complete the tabulation on the basis of the statements of poll. They said they call on all Guyanese to remain calm and patient, and for all leaders to exercise responsibility and restraint. The officials also met earlier this evening with President David Granger. The details of that meeting were not released. More news coming up in a moment.
GBTI is your Guyanese bank, a bank that understands every customer's unique needs, opportunities, challenges, and financial concerns. At GBTI, we see you for you. Whether you're buying a new home or car, planning your next vacation or retirement, saving for your child's future, or whether you're ready to take that bold step of investing in your dream business idea, we are with you every step of the way. We hear your stories and watch you focus on your dreams as we share your aspirations. We are more than just banking. We are a family. We are part of your community. Our commitment extends way beyond the walls of our branches and is demonstrated every day in the opportunities we provide to our individual and business customers. The support, time, and commitment we give back to communities across Guyana to help improve the lives of our Guyanese families. Because we see Guyana through your eyes.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyoil's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyana's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive!
They've made a positive impact on the heavy-duty transportation industry in Guyana since they've arrived. Guyanese are amazed at their power, durability, efficiency, and superior handling capabilities. These are brand new trucks, manufactured in partnership with German, Italian, and French companies. They have a powerful reputation for operating under very adverse Guyanese conditions and come with full after-sales service and spare parts. They're the most sought-after trucks today, with over 500 units in Guyana, and they're available in over 100 countries, including South America and the Caribbean. Be smart. Buy brand new ST Howo trucks today. Call 608-4998 and arrange for an inspection at ST Truck Guyana Incorporated, Block B, Public Road, Covenant, East Bank, Demerara.
Tired of long lines? Register with MyGTT at mygtt.co.gy. That's mygtt.co.gy to view and pay your bills from anywhere. Enter to win an Amazon gift card worth $25 or a bounty voucher worth 5,000 Guyana dollars when you sign up today. GTT, do more.
Welcome back. On a day when the returning officer for Region 4 started to declare the Region 4 results and was shouted down by the PPP members at his office, the PPP moved to the court and was granted an order to prevent the Elections Commission from declaring the results for Region 4 until full verification. Another order was also sought and granted, compelling the returning officer to complete the verification process. The PPP also filed and was granted another injunction to prevent the Elections Commission from declaring the overall results. PPP candidate attorney Anil Nandlal said GECOM cannot make a declaration without verifying the results.
That process was never completed. So how can you have a declaration without you're declaring what you have verified, but you never verified anything, or you never complete the verification of anything? So an order was granted restraining the declaration until that procedure is complied with.
Mr. Nandlal said the Elections Commission must ensure it goes through all of the processes before there could be any declaration of results.
The second injunction is a mandatory one. It compels the returning officer to comply with that section and to conduct and complete that verification exercise and then make the declaration as the law requires it to be done. The third injunction is an injunction restraining the Chief Elections Officer and the Guyana Elections Commission from making any declaration of the results of the March 2nd, 2020 regional and general elections unless and until the returning officer complies with that statutory code of verification enunciated in Section 84 of the Representation of the People's Act.
Nandlal arrived at the returning officer's office in the company of a court-martial to have the injunction served on the Chief Elections Officer and the returning officer for Region 4.
The process is after the RO, this RO, Region 4 RO, makes his declaration, he has to submit that to the Chief Elections Officer. The Chief Elections Officer then totals all the declarations from the various returning officers in the country, so he has 10. He then has to put in electronic and manual form the results, a detailed report of that results in terms of ballot cast per polling station right across the country. That comprehensive report is then presented to the Guyana Elections Commission, and then the Guyana Elections Commission has a duty to examine that report.
Meanwhile, APNU AFC candidate and the incumbent Attorney General Basil Williams said while he has not seen the injunctions, he knows that PPP is only trying to further delay the process.
I said they were filed for propaganda effect because, as you all know, we did those things when we were in opposition. Vincent Alexander, Aubrey Norton, Joe Hampton when he was with us. And these things, the court told us they couldn't hear it. They had no jurisdiction. We had to wait until the results of the elections were declared and come within 28 days. It's all law, Sikumar Singh, all those things.
Senior Counsel Williams said the APNU AFC remains confident of being re-elected, and the coalition is ready to take on any challenges being put forward by the PPP to prevent the process from moving forward.
First thing, we'll have to check all the signatures and all those things. It's going to take time. It's like a hanging chart. a touch in charge and all that. They're ready, be ready. But we're not going to be bullied into nothing. We won the elections. The people were affronted by the treachery of Chardas and also of Guyana being a narco state, a pariah state, and a failed state for 23 years. And we started it. We started the direction of bringing Guyana into the international community for acceptability.
Mr. Williams explained that the process should be allowed to move on and the declarations made. He said the Elections Commission is an independent body that must be allowed to do its work independently.
But that process of going through each statement, the poll, and all that, that's going to take some time. Because don't forget, we are not satisfied with the votes they said they have in certain places. And we're going to challenge those votes too. So you probably get the results next year.
The Guyana Elections Commission has not made any statement about the court action and the impact that action could have on any further delays. Well, the presidential candidate for the PPP air finale this afternoon complained about the move by the returning officer for Region 4 declaring the results for the region without completing the verification process. Mr. Ali told reporters this afternoon that the process should have started this morning, but there was a delay and that process never got underway.
We were all told when we left, Ms. Lowenfield said that at 9 a.m. this morning, we'll reconvene the process of verification. We'll start with the East Bank. When we have completed the East Bank, a summary sheet will be printed. Every party will agree to that. Then we'll move to the East Coast, then Georgetown. When we came this morning, we were sitting, waiting. Nothing was happening. The deputy CEO then came into the room and said that, okay, the process will start. We waited another long time, over 2 hours, and then Mr. Mingo appeared in the room and tried and refused to do the process, the verification process, wanted to proceed with a declaration.
Ali said he remains convinced that the PPP has been victorious at the polls, and the happenings today presented a very sad day for Guyana.
This is a very sad day.
Sad why, sir? Sad why?
Because you have a legitimate process where the verification and the results were supposed to be announced before declaration. The CEO disappeared this morning. Disappeared. No one knows where he is. The process was hijacked, I would say, by the DCEO. And you know who will suffer? Our country will suffer.
And Air Finale's running mate Mark Phillips has also complained about the verification not being completed.
It's the darkest day for democracy in Guyana.
Why?
Because the process was deliberately derailed. Last evening, as you can recall, there was some commitment to a process, and we've deviated from that process. And lo and behold, we have a declaration which is illegal.
What is the declaration showing? What is that
It's an
declaration
illegal
showing?
declaration.
What is it showing?
You have it.
What is it showing?
You have it.
No, we don't.
Right? It's an illegal declaration.
No, what is it showing though?
You will see what it will show. But it's the darkest day for democracy in Guyana.
Last evening, there was a number of stops and restarts in the verification process as the Elections Commission pushed for the process to continue until completed. The Elections Commission had made an earlier decision to verify the results statement by statement. The APNU-AFC coalition is encouraging its supporters to be patient but alert. Senior APNU-AFC member and candidate Valda Lawrence spoke with the media briefly this afternoon as the day dragged on with the declarations from Region 4.
I don't know. I left. I don't know.
So we're hearing that the Region 4 results were declared. Could you confirm
So
that?
I was told.
What was that showing?
Pardon me?
What would that be showing?
I don't know.
What are
I don't know what was declared. For us, our SOPs showed that we won Region 4 overwhelmingly, and we thank all the people.
A large number of supporters from the APNU-AFC gathered a short distance away from the returning officer's office today, awaiting word on the state of the process. Well, earlier today, as the country remained on edge awaiting those declarations for Region 4, the People's Progressive Party Civic made the decision to release all of the statements of poll for Region 4 that it has in its possession. The party has set up a website, region4sopsinformation.com, with the results that it has. A summary of the results produced by the PPP shows that it gained 80,344 votes in Region 4, while the APNU-AFC gained 114,345 votes. In 2015, the PPP gained 70,241 votes, while the APNU-AFC gained 113,856 votes. Based on the information on the statements released by the PPP, it would mean that the party picked up 10,103 votes over the 2015 figures, while the incumbent APNU-AFC picked up only 489 votes over its 2015 figures. In a statement on the website with the statements of poll, the People's Progressive Party Civic said it wants everyone to view the tabulated statements of poll for Region 4 that it has produced. Region 4 is the voting district with the largest number of voters and polling stations. Before the declarations and the noise today, work at the GECOM returning officer's office for Region 4 came to a brief halt after there was a reported bomb threat at the building. While some staff members and party agents refused to leave the building, others left as the bomb squad of the Guyana Police Force and the fire service arrived to carry out checks. A number of foreign observers and agents of the political parties were in the building at the time of the reported threat, and they were all encouraged to leave. The police commander for Region 4 was also at the scene. News source understands that nothing suspicious was discovered in the High Street building. The same building is serving as the command center for GECOM operations, with the chief elections officer occupying an office there. It is also the building where the verification of statements of poll was taking place. Only accredited persons were allowed access to the building. In the courts now, a bag snatcher whose accomplice was shot dead in Duncan Street 3 weeks ago after they stole a woman's bag appeared in court today to face the larceny charge. 20-year-old Shaquille Mentor appeared before Magistrate Shirley Marcus Isaacs and pleaded guilty to the charge. The incident occurred on the 18th of February. The accused was shot in his leg by a businessman who was in the area at the time. His accomplice was shot dead by the same businessman. The youth explained that after snatching the woman's bag, they ran to a nearby yard. He said he was shot in his leg, while his accomplice jumped into a drum in the yard to hide. He said while he laid injured, he saw the businessman walk up to the drum and started shooting at it multiple times, killing the other youth. The man begged the magistrate for mercy and was fined $70,000. He will serve no jail time, but will have to undergo counseling while being supervised by a probation officer for 12 months. Across the region is coming up next.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
Falls, a trademark of China's Zhanghao Incorporated, located at Land of Cane and East Bank, Demerara, was incorporated in April of 2013 with over $10 billion Guyana dollars invested in a state-of-the-art 100,000 barrel fuel storage facility, a modern service station, an office complex, and a modern wharf that can berth international vessels. Having no association with any other fuel company, Falls imports its own fuel, which meets quality specifications, has all the legal permits, and is in compliance with international requirements. Its bulk facility can load 8 trucks simultaneously at a rate of 1,000 liters per minute, while the service station can service 12 cars at a time using computerized fuel pumps, which can facilitate the use of ATM cards. Through its professional team of mostly Guyanese, Falls wholesales and retails fuels to the public, including farmers and miners, and will continue to positively contribute to Guyana by providing quality products, service, and attractive prices. Try Falls today for all your fuel needs.
Across the region right now, the Barbados-based Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology says that while some parts of the Caribbean, such as the Leeward Islands, experienced above normal rainfall back in January, there are concerns over short and long-term drought by the end of the dry season in May over much of the region. In its latest Caribbean Drought Bulletin, the organization said that of particular concern is the southern portion of the eastern chain into Guyana, where both short and long-term drought are likely to evolve. It said that long-term drought might possibly develop or continue in Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao, northwestern Bahamas, southeastern Belize, Jamaica, St. Martin, and Suriname. Haiti has launched an international appeal for $235 million aimed at meeting the humanitarian needs of 2.1 million Haitians through the updated version of the Response Plan Humanitarian 2019-2020. The launch on Monday in the presence of representatives of various humanitarian agencies comes at a time when the French-speaking Caribbean community country has been experiencing a serious political, economic, and social crisis. The plan has been updated to respond to a significant increase in the number of people in need, which increased from 2.6 million in 2019 to 4.6 million in 2020. And finally tonight, international news. Senator Elizabeth Warren has ended her presidential campaign following disappointing Super Tuesday results. A favorite of the liberal left, the Massachusetts senator was once a front-runner in the Democratic field. Ms. Warren said she needed some time to decide whom to support. The Democratic contest to take on President Donald Trump in November is now seen as a two-horse race between former Vice President 77-year-old Joe Biden and Vermont Senator 78-year-old Bernie Sanders. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley, reporter.